Welcome along everyone. This is another video from How to Start A. I'm here with my good friend Barry, who's got a removals business called A Man and Van. So Barry and I met at something called BNI, which is Business Network International, which is like a breakfast club for business owners. We meet up once a week and we pass work to each other, we learn about each other's businesses, and yeah, it's just generally
good place for sharing ideas and sharing work,
especially for younger businesses, because I don't know about you, Barry, but in the early days I needed as much help as I could get.
Yeah, getting going is very difficult, getting your name out there is very difficult, but the idea of BNI is that like-minded businesses all meet up once a week and you're effectively got 20 plus salesmen that are looking for work for you every single week and promoting your business.
Well, it's good for my business, good for your business, but what I want to start off with is, how did you start? How was your journey into business, and this business in particular?
Well, this particular business kind of sort of thrown into it. I did do it as a youngster many moons ago as a sideline business, but it was never serious. During that time in between, I had a business with two other friends of mine, so it was an equal partnership between three of us in a completely different sector. So that was more based on emergency property maintenance, that type of area. The three of us as a partnership had different ideas of where the business was and where the business was going in the future.
Two's company, three's a crowd.
Absolutely. You know, you should only have a partner for two things. One's dancing and the other one we don't want to mention on camera. But yeah, it comes to that point, and they'd put their two shares of the business together, which made them majority shareholders and sort of pushed me out. So at that point it was sink or swim for me. I had to provide for a family, you know, and a partner, and keep a house and a roof over our heads. So we decided to then go into the removals and sort of man and van sector, because it was something that could be quite easily picked up, and there was a gap in the market for us. So from there we literally started a website for literally a monthly rate, which was next to nothing. Bought a cheap van, and we put a lot of adverts out on a lot of free listings on the internet. So whether it was Yale.com, Thompson's Local, or a lot of free indexes, and then started basically getting.
And when was this?
2012. So
that was, you know,
that was the starting point. It was clear within about 6 months that there was definitely a niche for us. Reliable people seems to be hard to come by. Reliable, trustworthy, and quite frankly do the job that they say they're going to do. These are the simple things that I believe on, our ethos. We've stuck with that, and through that it's made us busier and busier over the years, and we've had to expand.
So when did you get your first member of staff, say?
About 6 months after I started to really need someone full-time with us, and they sort of come on full-time after that. Within a few months after that, it's quite apparent that we needed extra people in.
So was that when you got your second van?
Second van coming.
Was that exciting for you? It was for me.
That was probably our most exciting point at that point, because we'd gone from having a sort of standard panel van, which was good for our man and van stuff, to a Luton box van, which is more kitted out for removals, can carry bigger items, more of it. Yeah, and that basically started a company from there. And
we spoke about BNI. How far into your business did you join BNI, and what did it do for you?
Joined BNI, I'd say, within a couple of years of getting going. BNI was a very handy tool for us to basically put us in contact with like-minded people, other professional businesses, things that we could use within BNI. There's printers, mechanics. Now, having more than one vehicle, a mechanic is generally quite a handy key. Yeah. Quite a handy tool to have, as well as obviously investment people. There was solicitors. In fact, one of my best clients is a solicitor who we still do work with today. So without a BNI meeting, I probably wouldn't have had that chance to get in front of that solicitor. So.
Yeah. So with BNI, for the people who don't know, you've got, I mean, in our chapter we had about 30 members. So what you've got is about 30 people selling man and van for Barry. So if they're out doing their day-to-day, business bits and pieces, they come across someone who needs some removals, instantly they've got Barry. Same with the mechanic, same with my business. That's basically what BNI is. But BNI also do some courses that you're expected to do, some training, so you've got, you learn some presentation skills for your business, etc., etc. I'm just mentioning this because for young businesses in the UK, I feel that BNI for me and for Barry was fantastic, valuable, and I'm still getting thousands of pounds per year from being a member of that because of the network and connections I've made, same as Barry. So we've since sort of moved beyond BNI, not to say that other businesses are not beyond it or can stay within it, but we've moved beyond it now. So where have you found yourself out the back of BNI? Because I know you picked up work from the NHS and Vodafone, bigger contracts for you. How has that affected your business and the growth of it, etc.?
They've been like an invaluable sort of source to help us grow because with, in particular, the NHS and Vodafone, their work is constant. Yeah. And because we are contracted with them now, we're contractually obliged to be able to hit deadlines. Yeah. Deadlines are very important from any businesses, but important thing is they set the deadline. You have to meet that deadline. If you meet the deadline, you're fulfilling their criteria, and they want you to do more work. It's a real simple process.
It's like laughable. We're sort of smiling about it, but it's laughable because there's so many tradespeople out there who don't just do what they say they're going to do. They don't meet expectations, and that's where I feel that business success lays. Is
communication's key though. So if you can't deliver, then you need to communicate and let that person or persons or that business know. As long as they know and know why, then things can be, you can work around things and you can make it work.
Yeah, I mean, in an honest way, that's exactly how it works. But we've all come across businesses and trades where they oversell themselves and underdeliver. I can do this, I can do that, I've been doing it 20 years, and then they don't turn up. Yeah. So it's no good to anyone.
No.
But if you under-promise and, over-deliver when you actually get the chance to, that's where you will start building your business and be consistent at it. So I think that's important for all businesses, and it's quite clear to see why so many new businesses fail on that front.
One of the most important things I think in business is people then start talking about your business.
Yeah.
You can promote it and until you're blue in the face, but the moment someone else starts talking about your business and referring your business and recommending your business,
well, this is a thing I see a lot, because on Facebook especially, I'm a member of Facebook because of the business it brings me, in actual fact. And the amount of times I see, I need a removals company, I need this, and I already see people putting Barry's name out there, and I do the same when I get the opportunity to. So, Facebook is quite a good tool for these things as well.
I think all social media now is an important tool. It's an important part of our lives. Not, well, I say an important, but it's a big part of our lives now. And social media can make or break your business as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
So if you don't turn up, people will advertise the fact that you haven't turned up, you haven't done a good job. They will advertise they haven't done a good job. However, if you do it right and you do a good job, the amount of people that will see people talking about that, a recommendation on Facebook, or a review on Facebook, or a review on whatever social media platform.
It's become a very powerful tool.
People are very quick to complain, but they're not so good to say good things about you. So when they do say these good things, you have to appreciate that. But sometimes it ain't always good news. So it's how you react to it, though.
Absolutely. So you started on your own, you got some staff, and you put yourself out there in various directories and free advertising spaces. You've been through BNI. You're out the other side of that. So, you know, where's your business now? How many vans and staff members you got? And
we've got 8 vans out on the road now, a couple of cars for quoting out there now. We've got a full-time member in the office which does our day-to-day operations. We've got another member in the office which do our sales so we do a lot of obviously house clearancey type items now. So when they come back, we have someone in a department now that runs and manages and sells them items to obviously generate more revenue. So it's just become more professional, more structured, and I think through the journey that we've been on through like things like BNI, other businesses we've met on the way and seen what other people are doing, it's helped structure us and make us more professional, and we are.
And this is why I wanted to come and speak to Barry today, because your name alone suggests that you probably didn't see it as big as this.
No.
So it was a man and van, you know, that to me suggests that you didn't see 8 vans.
No, I didn't.
Constant, you know,
I wanted to go out and support my family is what it come out. We had a bit of a raw deal towards the end of the other business. I needed something immediately to fulfill monetary needs. I didn't want to work for someone. I'd already been stung and I felt like I was working for someone already. I wanted to do something independently on my own, manage my own hours, manage my own time, and build something for me. But it was literally, I just wanted to be busy myself with a van doing what I was doing. But
alright, so on this journey you're at, what has been the most challenging thing for you so far?
Staff have been by far the most challenging thing. One, getting good staff, keeping good staff, just getting the right people through the door, and that is the hardest part.
It's an attitude, ain't it? That it's a struggle to get. Now, you don't always get people that believe in your business like you do, and they shouldn't. And I always remember my old boss saying to me, "You'll never get a company full of superheroes," but just getting Clark Kent to turn up to work every day is a challenge, you know. So
that is a very, very true statement.
Same with me. Staff was my biggest challenge with my business, and you know,
staff taking responsibility is another challenge as well. You know, at the end of the day, people are accountable for everything that happens in a business, and you have to be able to speak to these people when something's maybe not gone right, or just general speaking to them.
And I know on the subject of staff, we've discussed years ago that we've tried to be friendly with our staff, you know, and it hasn't worked out, has it?
No, I think to be honest with you, our staff, I've learnt the hard way, being too friendly with them doesn't help you. I feel that if you work with friends, friends will push the boundaries.
Yeah.
And if you're friendly with staff, they will push the boundaries.
Yeah.
I think if you keep a tight ship from the start with your staff, and you set your guidelines and the boundaries at that point, then that is the only way. For me, I don't get too involved in their lives. Work's work, home's home. They come to work, we treat them with respect. It's a nice environment, but we're not best friends here. They're here to work, and they have to know that there is a line, and that's, I think it's important to set that from the start.
That was a balance that I struggled with, especially in the early days, because I wanted to be everyone's friend. I wanted to treat everyone fairly, and then I was the one who was sort of heartbroken when I weren't treated very fairly, you know. So it is a balance to get, but it's the same for all businesses.
Absolutely,
ain't it?
people are people. It doesn't change.
So I think what would be nice to finish on is a story of something funny that's happened. You know, I know you've got plenty, but what comes to your mind, you know, funny stories during a removal or something like that?
We've had many funnier stories with removals, certain items, personal items that probably shouldn't be shared with the removal men, should maybe be put away in private places, shall we say.
Would these items be female personal items, maybe?
I've got both, to be fair. We've had female and male items that you would not expect to be left out in full view of removal men, but that is how it is.
Some people are just kinky.
Whatever floats your boat. Yeah, no, we've had some stories, some challenging things with removals. We've recently, we had a large move out of Stevenage going to Hitchin, and we had arranged, packed our client, loaded our client, then was going over to the new property in Hitchin to learn that the client of that house hadn't packed a single thing, hadn't booked any removal company.
No way. Knowing that they were moving out.
This was moving day. She had nowhere to move to. She hadn't packed her stuff, and she hadn't booked a removal company.
Oh wow.
It's because she hadn't bought a new place, so she had sold hers and hadn't arranged for anything to be done. So our team thankfully managed to move our own client, then get to her house, pack her house up,
oh my God,
move it out, move our client into her house, her into storage, and then moved her into her brother's house as a temporary residence.
I was going to say, did you put her in storage as well?
Felt like it. But you know, at the end of the day, when you've got it's a problem and it has to be solved, because if you don't help, then you've got two families that have got a problem.
Yeah.
You know, we was halfway through doing one move. If we didn't do what we did in Hitchin for the other lady, our family would not have moved in and had nowhere to sleep that night.
Mm.
So these are challenging things, but
Well,
you're a problem solver. As a business owner, you have to be a problem solver, not a problem creator.
Well, that's what I've experienced at Barry Services. We moved into a new home end of last year. They say that moving is one of the most stressful things you'll go through. And I've got to say, Barry and his team made it painless. We had 3 vans at our disposal for the day, and yeah, the guys were great.
Again, it's listening to what the client would need and what the client want and delivering.
I mean, I've maybe not even fed this back to you, but nothing was too much of a problem for the guys. You know, we tried to look after them and have a bit of a laugh, but the guys were very professional and willing to do kind of anything we wanted them to do on the day, and they'd done it with a sort of spring in their step mostly. You know, I know not everyone's perfect, but overall I was blown away by that. And I still feel indebted to you now, as you know, because Barry cut me more than a good deal, but I guess it's because we're friendly. But I personally appreciate your time today. This video is to try and help people understand that, you know, normal people, normal guys like Barry and I, if you just put one foot in front of the other and move towards something that you want to do, like Barry was passionate about filling that gap in the market of a reliable professional removals team in our area, and that's what I want to inspire people to do, to realise that it's not business people who start businesses, it's normal people who start businesses. And then, you know, Barry could have stopped where he was, he could have stopped when he had any challenges, you know, come his way, but Barry's overcome them and he's expanded his business, and you know, 8 vans, that's not to be sniffed at these days, you know, and that's quite an operation you've got going on, and all credit to you for taking it to where you have, because there's been plenty of man and van type businesses that have come and go over the years, and
absolutely,
and Barry's here to stay now. So thanks again, and yeah, all the best for the future. Thanks for joining us. If you like what you saw today, why not hit the like button, subscribe to the channel for more. If you'd like some more information on B&I or Barry's business, we'll leave some links in the description, and we hope to see you again for the next one.